Hey there. I'm going to walk through how to set up the basics of Multiworld in Randovania. So, first thing we want to do is actually have a modern version of Randovania. We need at least the same minor version, which is going to be the second number, um, or the first and second number. The third number we don't care as much about, but watch it that it may impact your games if we're not on the very latest. So, very latest is always good. So the first thing we want to do is navigate to the multi-world page, and from there we're going to host new multi-world session and just come up with a name that will be easier to find for the other players. So we're just going to call this tutorial, and we get greeted with this world. This is the multi-world session or lobby. And from here we have a few tabs and this button, Add New World. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click that, and we get our choice of world name, which I'm going to call this Jeff's AM2R. Recommend calling this something that's easy to identify so people know where items are coming from, what game's being played. You can right click your preset and customize it here as well, or you can pick one that you already have. I'm just going to change my starting area to Golden Temple for easier items later on. See, we've got a world here, and I'm also going to add myself another world. Call this Jeff Prime, and we're going to play Metroid Prime and just the starter preset. So, when we've got that done, and you've got all your worlds added, you probably also want to join with some other players. So when other players want to join, we'll just close this out temporarily. Your session's still there. As soon as you create the session, it'll be in the session list for the whole time. So if your friend wants to join, you go to Browse for Multi-World Session. Ours is right at the top, but you can also search in the name of the world, or I believe you can also type in, no, never mind, just type in the name of the world. You can see some details about it there. If you are joining or rejoining a session that's been longer than 14 days, you might have to set the limit up, and you also might have to click the refresh, as only the most modern 100 sessions will be displayed, and that's just for optimization. So if your world or session's a little bit older, just check this. We're going to join that back. Since it's already me, I'm here. It's not going to show anyone different. But if you had another user join, their name would pop up, and they would have the Add World option as well to add their own games. Before we start, we're going to move over to session and connectivity. Everyone can claim worlds. That means that, say I've created these two worlds and I'm going to give it to someone else, like you can kind of assign people worlds. Either that, or they can always create their own. Usually people create their own, but just having this checked is not a bad thing. It doesn't do anything negative for you. Enable co-op, so that changes all of the worlds to be co-op worlds, which means that they share an inventory. They don't share a world state, so bosses defeated in one won't be defeated in the other. Just that if you pick up a missile or something, or a sword, or whatever item it is, then it'll be shared into their inventory as well. Clicking this, even if you always are only playing as single worlds with this enabled, it doesn't change like 99% of the behavior. It's just going to take a second for items to come in based on how co-op works. Otherwise, it's the exact same. So you can leave this on, leave this off based on what type of multi-world you want to play. Allow abandoning worlds, we'll get to that later. That's if someone wants to leave. It's a good way to keep the whole session going. Please just leave this checked unless you have a reason not to. Advanced options, you can, add a password if you want. We're not going to worry about that. History and audit log. Audit log is just allows us to see what has happened in the session's settings. History will be what items have actually been sent. As you can see, there's nothing. But if we go back, we can see that also, yeah, if we have enabled co-ops, all worlds will show up down here, and that will mean that like anyone can claim these because multiple people will want to share the same world if it's co-op. So if we've got this, we've got a ready up button. It's not necessary to click this, but it does show that everyone in the session has completed their settings and has all their worlds set up. So it's just good to have. If you're all in voice chat or text or something, then it's not maybe not necessary. But anyways, we're going to go down here to generate game. And it'll bring up a few different things. For 99% of the use cases, just click generate with game. Or generate game. Don't worry about the rest of this. You likely won't need them, especially if it's just your first time. So you get a little warning that we don't have proper energy or damage logic right now. So don't have things like, you know, heat runs enabled in your settings because it might cause problems. And with that, it'll start generating the game, and it's completed. So from here, we have the export game button, and this will bring up the export options for all of the worlds that you've currently claimed. So we're going to export both of our games. We're not going to cover how to export what folders and input outputs to put here in this video, but if you've got everything set up, it should be the same as doing a solo game. So we're going to accept. So take a second. Exporting finished. And at the same time, we're also going to export our prime world. And at this point, while we're waiting, we can actually go into edit game connections. And so this is how how Randovania actually connects to the games that you're playing. So right now I have no connections. We're playing an AM2R world, so we're going to add that. And so it's not connected because the game's not open. We're also going to be playing Metroid Prime, which has two options. We can either do Nintendo, so that's your running on a Wii, but we're just going to use Dolphin today. And we can see that's also not connected because, again, we don't have the game open. So from here, we're actually going to start by launching our games. Once I remember where I actually put this. Apologies, 1 second here. There we go. So having some trouble with my mouse. There we go. Apologies for that. Should have been more prepared. All right, so we can see as soon as we start up Dolphin, we see that we're connected to Metroid Prime, and that is all good. In the same way, we're also going to open up AM2R. And we're just going to have this little window down here as a proof. So just like solo games, you're going to see in the game selection that we've got our seed hash. One thing to note here: please always start from a fresh save. for each session or each seed that you're playing. Even if it says 0% and 0 time elapsed, please always start from a fresh save. In AM2R, we've got the same thing. We're just going to click New Game. And we can see here that we're connected to both games. And if we look in the session, it actually says that we're in game, so that's awesome. And we're just going to look at AM2R right now. So as we run over, actually, sorry, I'm going to get this out of the way. And as we go back to AM2R, so we're going to try to collect an item for Prime. That looks like Charge Beam. So Jeff Prime's Charge Beam. Sent Charge Beam to Jeff Prime. And you see, received Charge Beam from AM2R. So that's how it works. That's a multi-world setup. I think this is Boost Ball, Morph Ball. Awesome. So now, if we look back over here, we can also see in this session history that we've sent Charge Beam and Morph Ball. We can go over, use our handy Morph Ball, and we sent an AM2R missile tank over. We see in the session history, and we also see that we've got 35 missiles in AM2R. So awesome. So if we are at this point, and people in your session are like, oh, well, we don't have time to play anymore, we want to resume this at another time. Even if you close everything down and you come at this another day, you can browse for session and open up this session again and keep playing. The session does not disappear, so you don't have to close anything down. You just have to open it back up. In fact, you don't even need to open it back up. The game will keep connected as long as you have Randovania open and these connections are still valid. Another thing that can happen, though, is say one person has to leave and everyone else wants to keep playing. So let's say the AM2R player leaves. What we can do so that people can keep playing is go to abandon and release to bot. So what this does is it says that no one's going to keep playing this game or this world, and we're going to have our little bot play through it. And all this does is periodically collect locations and send them to us so that it acts like someone's still playing. So we're going to do abandon play it here. Now note, whoever is actually running the bot has to stay in the session and in Randovania, so the person that's leaving should not do this. But as we start this, we will see that the world is abandoned and it's connected via the bot, and they've got another world here. So it should start sending us items. As we can see, AM2R is continuing to collect items for us. It's currently collecting stuff for itself, but it did give us Morph Ball bombs. And it takes a little while. It'll be like every 10 seconds it'll try to collect something. And when it runs out, it'll pause. So, we're just at the beginning here, so it might not have a lot of locations available, but it's still going. And that's basically it for Multiworld. That's 99% of what you'll need to know. Yeah, there we go. It just collected an energy tank for me. Okay. So if you're playing on a more modern version and you're referencing this, the UI may have changed slightly in that time, but process should be all the same. If the UI has a major update, I'll try to make another one of these. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next mission.